The Utah Jazz were eliminated last night by the Houston Rockets, led by Chris Paul. Amazing performance. If you have not seen it, certainly do check out our commentary on that. So Donovan Mitchell going to be up for Rookie of the Year. We are not discussing right now if he is going to win Rookie of the Year, okay? Here's what I want to establish. He was so good. This is going to be the third graphic. He was so good in the third quarter that it sucks what occurred to end this game. Because in that third quarter, he outscored the Houston Rockets by a point. He hit 2 more field goals than the Rockets did, and he scored 1 less three-pointer. Only rookie in the last 20 postseasons with a 20-point quarter, and he's now done it twice.
Yeah.
I mean, FFS, my friends. So, with that being said, here is what occurred to Donovan Mitchell and why he had to leave the game and he did not re-enter. Take a look.
As he loses the ball here to James Harden, look at the left knee, collides with Harden, and had to be helped to the locker room of the Utah Jazz here.
So it was a scary scene because I didn't think that it was extreme contact.
Right, same.
You know, it looked like, okay, they bump knees, he'll come out, he'll come back in like 5 to 10 minutes, get a little treatment, sort of like how Steve Nash would do when he's just lying down right by the bench. And then, of course, he didn't come back in, though he was, not even was able, he came back in flip-flops. Shout out to 2 Chainz. So came back in flip-flops, made his way back to the bench, did not re-enter, and here is what he said to the media, post-game press conference, podium game, Donovan Mitchell, on why he decided to just enter back into the arena and sit on the bench.
Well, you know, it was similar to what happened in Game 1, you know, against OKC. Where I did the same thing. It was pretty much the same feeling. But even though I was out, you know, I can't just sit in the back. You know, I want to be there with my teammates throughout the entire thing. And, you know, it's tough sitting there watching. But, you know, they fought and they competed. And I'm happy with obviously we're unhappy with the result, but I'm happy with everybody as a whole.
More so commenting on the team's loss last night. Obviously, you could tell that he's hurt.
Yeah.
It sucks, but here's how good he was. According to StatMuse, the question was asked, who was the last rookie with at least 24.3 points per a season in the playoffs with at least 10 games? Who was the last rookie with those numbers? And as you see right there, this is incredible company. Donovan Mitchell, David Robinson, Dr. J, Elgin Baylor, George, Mike, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, this guy is incredible. Yet there's another comparison that's being made, and it's this. First career postseason appearance per 100 possessions. This is what everyone is talking about today, and it's Allen Iverson. I don't know if I see it necessarily. Maybe from the physical standpoint, they could both get buckets. They could both take you off the dribble. AI was not as much of a willing defender as much as he was, per 36 minutes, not 100 possessions. He was not as much of a willing defender as Donovan Mitchell was. He also was not as willing of a rebounder as Donovan Mitchell is, rather, instead of was. What comparison do you see and how amazing was he?
With AI?
No, with Donovan Mitchell. And what we saw in the playoffs and what we saw during the regular season. And he was incredible.
You know what? And we briefly touched on this when we talked about Chris Paul. When you have a young player, right, there's some expectations set on them, but there's not too many. Like, you expect them to be green and to give up, and honestly to have somewhat of an attitude as a, what's that guy's name from the Cavs that sat out?
Rodney Hood.
Rodney Hood. I would expect that behavior from a rookie who's just honestly doesn't necessarily know the position that he's in, doesn't recognize the type of power that he has just being in the league, and just takes it for granted, just selfish overall. And Donovan Mitchell proved to have a veteran mentality very, very, very early on, and you know, it shows in the stats, it shows in his performance, and especially during this playoff series. Like, yeah, they didn't get, you know, as far as they would have liked to, but to be honest, most people didn't expect them to even get to the playoffs. So
totally,
you know, the fact that he was able to be a part of this team and carry this team in the way that he did, I mean.
Well, first off, good points. Being a 3 seed for the Utah Jazz is a huge win.
Yeah.
Because if we do remember, they took on the Houston Rockets of the past few years. And Gordon Hayward left this team. And Trey Lyles left this team. And they try to They try to improve via free agency, but you're losing big-time players.
Yeah.
They lost Joe Johnson. They lost Shelvin Mack. They lost so many other players. They got Ricky Rubio. That was the first scare in the playoffs. They lose Dante Exum, who was proving to be a pretty good defender, by keeping his hands back against James Harden, where James Harden would always draw fouls and get to the free throw line.
Right.
And then they lose Donovan Mitchell. They have something to build here, especially around Donovan Mitchell. Because look, nobody expected this. He was the number 13 pick. That is 2 points per game less than the average in college.
Yep.
He was not dominant in college. He was good.
Right.
He showed highlights. He showed he could get up, and then everyone's thinking, okay, well maybe he'll develop into, a role player, maybe like a sixth man of the year.
Right. There's not too many expectations set.
There were none. So the fact that he's in the same category, we could show this again. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J, David Robinson, George Mikan, Elgin Baylor. Come on. Those are hoffers, man. So I like what Donovan Mitchell's doing. If he were to be healthy, would they have won the series?
That was a hungry Chris Paul.
It was.
I don't know.
Okay.
Fair.
No, they would not have.
You don't think so?
No.
Even with a hungry Chris Paul?
Nah, man, nah. Houston has too much. If Donovan Mitchell was healthy, it would have obviously been closer, but I still don't think they would have won. No.
They would have won last night or would have won the series?
They wouldn't have won last night, and they wouldn't have won the series.
I'm not saying they would have won the series at all, but would it have been close last night? I think so.
Donovan Mitchell, you have proven so much to us this season, especially in the damn playoffs when it really counts. So thank you for what you did, and we wish you a speedy recovery. Coming up, Odell Beckham Jr. is continually crapped on over and over and over again, and this time by the same company that has the same name as his respective league. That and more when we return.